Hey guys, so now we're going to talk about the Quarttering Act of 1765. So when they say quartering, they mean like the quarters in which you live. They're not talking about 25 cents, but a quarters is where you live. So the Quarttering Act of 1765 required colonists to pay for the housing of British soldiers. An act for providing quarters for the army and carriages on marches and other necessary occasions, and inflicting penalties on offenders against the same act, but the same may not be sufficient for the forces that may be employed by His Majesty's dominions in the America. So he's specifically talking about the king's troops. And whereas during the continuance of said act there may be occasions for marching and quartering of regiments, so housing the soldiers and companies of His Majesty's forces in several parts of His Majesty's dominions in the America. And then the next one is the Townshed Act of 1767 imposed taxes that colonists had to pay on tea, glass, lead, paper, and paint products. So we, your Majesty's most dutiful and loyal subjects, the Commons of Great Britain, in Parliament assembled, have therefore resolved to give and grant upon your Majesty the several rates and duties herein aforementioned. So the Parliament has granted the King to give taxes on these items. For every pound weight avoirdupois of tea, 3 pence. So they're taxing 3 pence on those items. For every ream of paper, usually called or known by the name of Atlas Fine, 12 shillings. And this was the company that sold the paper, so 12 shillings. And for silk handkerchiefs so printed, stained, or painted, within or during the term aforesaid in Great Britain, the sum of 1 penny for every yard square. And in those proportions for wider or narrower silks. So Great Britain and America very much had a interdependent relationship, and the Americas really depended on Britain to get these goods. So now the king is taxing them. So don't forget about those great economic terms you guys have learned about: opportunity cost, interdependent relationships. So these are 2 more acts that the king is putting on the American colonists.